Part 6. The Forest of Hope. Seasons passed. The sun rose and set again and again. Rains washed the land, winds shaped the soil, and slowly, life returned. The scars of fire did not vanish completely, but they became part of the story of the forest. Where once only ashes lay, now young trees stood, their leaves dancing in the wind. The animals, once broken by sorrow, now walked with pride. The little sprout that had first given them hope had grown into a tall tree. Its branches spread wide, and its shade gave comfort to all. Birds built their nests in it. Monkeys swung from its arms. Deer rested beneath its shadow, and even the tiger lay peacefully nearby. It had become more than just a tree. It was a symbol, a reminder that life, though fragile, could always rise again. The rivers, once thin and weak, now flowed strongly. Fish darted in the water, leaping joyfully in silver arcs. Frogs croaked happily on the banks, and turtles crawled lazily in the sand. The parrots, who had carried seeds across the land, now sang joyfully in the branches of countless young trees. The forest was not only alive, it was thriving. Children of the animals who had suffered the fire now grew up in this new paradise. To them, the dark days were only stories told by their parents. They knew only the bright mornings, the cool rivers, and the laughter of friends. They raced across the fields, played among the trees, and looked up at the sky with eyes full of dreams. The wise old owl watched from his branch, his heart full of peace. He had seen sorrow. He had seen despair. But he had also seen courage, unity, and hope. Now, as he looked upon the forest, he whispered, "The heart of nature beats again." The animals had also changed. They were no longer simply creatures sharing the same land. They had become a family bound not only by the forest, but by the struggle they had faced together. The tiger did not hunt recklessly. The deer no longer feared every shadow. The parrots shared their fruits freely. Even the smallest ant carried food not only for itself, but for its colony, teaching others the meaning of teamwork. One evening, when the sky burned orange with sunset, the animals gathered once again at the riverbank. They looked at the trees swaying in the gentle breeze, at the flowers blooming in every color, at the water shining like liquid gold. Silence fell among them, not the silence of sorrow, but the silence of awe. They had brought the forest back to life. The elephants trumpeted with joy. The parrots filled the air with songs. The monkeys clapped and danced. The deer leapt gracefully, and even the wolves howled, their voices carrying into the night like music. Together, they celebrated not only the forest, but the hope that had guided them through the darkest days. The wise owl spoke once more. "My friends, long ago this forest was a paradise. Then came the fire, and it seemed that all was lost. But we have learned something greater than paradise itself. We have learned that even in ashes, hope can bloom. We have learned that together, we are stronger than fire, stronger than storms, stronger than despair. This forest is no longer only a home. It is a promise that life will always return." From that night on, the forest was known by a new name. It was no longer remembered only as the land of sorrow or the land of fire. It became known as the Forest of Hope. Travelers who passed through would stop and wonder at its beauty. They would hear the story of its past and learn its lesson, that hope and unity could heal even the deepest wounds. And so the days turned into months and the months into years. The trees grew tall, their crowns once again touching the sky. The rivers flowed wide and strong. The animals lived with respect for one another, never forgetting the struggle they had endured. The Forest of Hope stood proudly, not as a place untouched by pain, but as a place reborn through courage, patience, and love. It whispered to all who entered, "No matter how dark the night, no matter how strong the fire, the dawn will always come, and life will always rise again." And under the stars, in the gentle songs of the birds, in the laughter of the young, and in the rustle of every leaf, the spirit of hope lived forever. The end.